Now the next one, we're going to go ahead and group the Phantom Hive household together. We're going to group the servants, Baldroy, Finny, Mayrin, and Tanaka. Now, however, we will talk about them individually. However, we're going to judge them as a collaborative effort. So, let's go ahead and begin.
Tanaka, that name doesn't even fit.
Well, you know what? Actually,
with all the others.
Let's exclude Tanaka then. We're going to judge Tanaka separately. We'll do it that way. Only because the even number might throw us off.
Just the whole Japanese name compared to all those English.
I know. It's weird. I know. But let's go ahead and judge Baldroy, Finny, and Mayrin. Now, Baldroy was voiced by Rikiya Koyama. Oh, no, wait, yes? No, I'm sorry. Hiroki Tochi in the anime adaptation, and then Ian Sinclair in the English dub. Finny was voiced by Yuki Kaji in Japanese, and Jason Liebrecht in the English, and Mayrin was voiced by Emery Kato, and I'm so sorry about my horrible Japanese accent, and Monica Rial in the English dub. Oh my god, I shall love to begin.
She plays a really obnoxious character in Fullmetal Alchemist. I do not like Monica Rial's voice.
We're going to go ahead and talk about each character. We'll give them a check or an X, depending on which one we prefer. So, I'm going to go ahead and start with, let's start with Mayrin, Monica, versus, I forgot the other name.
Emery.
Okay, I'm going to flat out say it. I despised this character for the most part. Okay, no, despise is a hard word, but got very annoyed by is accurate. Both versions drove me insane, but honestly, I watched the Japanese first. I watched the entire show in Japanese before I even gave the English a true shot. Excuse me. Emery's voice got on my nerves. And then I heard Monica. I wanted to jam screws into my ears and destroy my TV. Awful. And I'm not saying her performance was awful. I'm just saying that the voice was horrendously annoying. And I'm sure they did that on purpose, which I give her props for because it was a good acting voice. Don't get me wrong. But god damn. But I loved her when in those one or two episodes where Mayrin's all badass and shooting people and she sounds normal, then I loved her voice. It was very good. But I'm sorry, I definitely preferred the Japanese. It was less obnoxious. While Monica did a good job acting, it was just so obnoxious I couldn't handle it. So I vote Japanese. Do you agree with that statement?
Definitely agree. I have nothing to add to that other than I just don't like Monica Rial. Most of the characters she does have voices that.
Well, I don't think that's her fault. I think she just happened to do the more obnoxious characters, and somebody has to do them, and she does do a bang-up job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to diss her by any means, but the voice was obnoxious.
I guess that's true. I guess it is okay.
It's like they say, don't blame the voice actor, blame the director for the most part.
That is true. I should remember that more when I'm thinking about these guys.
Thank you, Caitlin Glass and J. Michael Tatum and that one guy whose name I forgot.
Yes, and Japan was a pretty good experience for these girls. Anyways, let's move on to the other guy. Who's next?
Finian. Oh, no. Actually, let's go ahead and do Baldroy now.
Yes, please, spare me.
Baldroy. Oh, my goodness. Baldroy. So it was between Hiroki and Ian Sinclair. Okay. I have to say that although both versions were actually very good, they were both very, very good. So this one was actually a little bit hard to pick. However, I think at the end of the day, I chose the English. Ian Sinclair did a bang-up job. His accent was really good, it was really strong, and his character was so much fun. I thought he had a really good time doing Bard, honestly, just by the way he made him sound. He was really enjoyable to listen to. Now, the Japanese was excellent as well, and some things in the Japanese were a little bit better, like his screaming, and there was like 2 or 3 lines of dialogue I personally prefer listening to in Japanese. However, for the most part, I think Ian Sinclair really did go a little over the top, so here I think he wins. What do you think?
Ian was good. He was the only servant I actually liked listening to in English. He was okay in the English. He was good.
Do you vote for the English over the Japanese or no?
For me, Snowball, it's a little bit tied, actually.
A little bit of a tie? Okay, then. Well, so technically, either way, Finny is the deciding factor. English or Japanese for Finny?
Okay, I would like to start this. Emmy Snowball would like to just make one thing clear. Although Finny is a good character overall, she really didn't like Jason Liebrecht in the role at all. At all. It just sounded, I don't know, sounded too loud, too...
I think what the problem was, and they actually made this argument in Anime Fanaka podcast, was he sounded very strained, and it's very true. But I think it kind of, his was one of the voices that got better as the show went on, but it was never really good. But I think that part of the reason was listening to the Japanese voice, you'll notice that Finley sounds adorably cute. He sounds kind of small and young and innocent. However, I don't even know what they were really trying to accomplish with the English. Maybe they couldn't get away with the cutesy voice in the English. I don't know. However, I have to say that with Finny, the way he looks and the way he acts is innocent and cute, so the voice was better fitted in Japanese. I assume you agree?
Yes, totally agree.
So, with that, 2 out of 3 of the 7 better in Japanese, so the 7 were better in Japanese.
Very true.
Alright then, now why don't we go ahead and do Tanaka? We'll keep this one brief.
Very brief.
Basically, Chibi Tanaka, I definitely say I prefer in Japanese. However, Ria Tanaka, who had a bigger impact, I believe, was better in English. And so, who was that voice actor, by the way? It was, R. Bruce Elliott
in the English.
And it was, what was that, Shunji Fujimura?
Something like that.
So between Shunji Fujimura and R. Bruce Elliott, I vote Bruce Elliott. Not by much. He's like J. Michael Tatum. It was a very close decision, but I definitely prefer Ria Tanaka to the Japanese. But the Chibi was definitely the Japanese. Shunji did a better job with a little
Yeah, I have nothing to add to that. He pretty much summed it up.
Well, thanks. Alright then, who's the next character, by the way, that we need to do?
Let's see.
Oh, Grell Sutcliffe!
Oh, Grell,
Would you like to get us started with him?
Yes. Now...
Oh, what is he? Oh.
I think he's further down. Anyways, Grell Sutcliffe. Now, for all of you people out there, the guy that voiced him in the English, Daniel Frederick, is a newbie in voice acting. This was his first anime role ever. And he did phenomenal. Anime Snowball thought that he was totally gonna butcher playing the part as soon as Grell went all Homo Reaper, but he did not butcher it. He kept it really, really good. She was really impressed.
To add to that, Grell is one of the very few characters that Kailara will openly say she loved in the English, that she completely loved, could not find a problem with, and preferred it hardcore over the Japanese. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jun Fukuyama, he did not do a horrible job at all, but I think Daniel Frederick nailed it. He was so fun to listen to. I mean, I was just, oh my god, why did he do it? I was just in raptures with his voice. He was brilliant. He was bloody brilliant, honestly. And that's really all that Kailara can really say. He was brilliant, and she loved him.
There's only one thing about Grell that kind of bugs me in the English. He calls you Bassy instead of Sebi.
Ah, yes. That was the only problem we had. We do like Sebastian, but however, we both voted that he should have called me Sebi. Either way, the pet names get on my nerves, but still, Sebi would have been a little bit more preferable. Bassy's a little strange, if you ask me. Although I did have a friend when I mentioned, well, Kailara mentioned that she wanted to name one of her children the name Sebastian. Nothing to do with me, she just happens to like the name. And they called him Bassy. They were like, "You want to nickname him Bassy?" And she was like, "I was thinking Sebi, but still." So, technically Bassy is pretty standard, but yeah.
That's kind of amusing right there.
Yes, it is. So we definitely vote English for Grell Sutcliffe.
Yep, Daniel Frederick, you have a bright future ahead of you, good sir.
You know, I heard he was moving to New York.
Oh.
J. Michael Tatum Shadow followers. If you are not a Shadow follower, you should become one. For all fans of J. Michael Tatum, Google it if you wish.
Okay, so who's next on this list?
How about Elizabeth?
Oh, Elizabeth, that's the little hyperactive girl, right?
Yes, she is. All right. Would you like to begin, or shall I?
Let me see. Where are the voices, first of all? I'm trying to find the voice actors on this.
This is kind of scary because they're not on here.
That's weird, but...
Oh, okay, well, we'll go ahead. Unfortunately, we don't know Elizabeth's voice actors off the top of our head.
Not the Japanese one, anyways. I just know the English is Charami Lei.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have no idea who the Japanese is. I respect you because I prefer the Japanese voice actress. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I don't know your name.
Yeah, see, our problem with Charami's acting, even though it was really good and all, and...
She was sounded a little too old for Elizabeth.
Yes, that's right. Like, a bit old for the character.
And a little less adorable, to be honest. I mean, she was cute, but when you... The one thing I'll never forget is when she blows her nose and how adorable she sounded in the Japanese. As strange as it sounds, it was the cutest bloody thing ever.
You compare blowing noses, really?
Well, I remember because she like made this little sound, and then in the English she didn't even make a sound. I was like very sad about that. I thought they should have at least kept a little sound effect. It was adorable.
Okay, I guess I can't argue with that. But, yeah, we prefer Japanese, bottom line. I have nothing to add to that. Let's move on.
How about Madame Red?
Oh, Madame Red. That is a cool character.
Unfortunately, she had to die.
Yeah, that's a darn shame. Got killed off early.
So it was between Rami Paku and Lydia McKay. Would you like to begin this one?
Okay, I guess I will. I gotta say, both of these voice actresses are really good. Lydia McKay had a really good accent, I got to admit. She did a really good job. I liked it. Although for Anime Snowball, it'd be hard for her to pick between English and Japanese. Both were pretty good.
Shall I be the deciding vote?
You do it.
Very good. So we do both agree that the Japanese and English were very well done. However, at the end of the day, there can only be one winner. I must say, I greatly preferred the English. The Japanese was good, but the English had a certain charm and elegance to it that could not be matched by the Japanese. Perhaps it was the fact that there was an accent. She sounded like a British noblewoman. I never doubted it for an instant. Even in the midst of insanity, she was proper in her own right, and I loved it. So I completely vote 100% for the English.
Good job, Lydia McKay.
So what's the score now? We have Sebastian, we voted for English. Ciel, we voted for Japanese. And then we have Madame Red, we voted for English. The servants, we voted for Japanese. Tanaka, English. Elizabeth, Japanese. Who else?
And we...
Oh, Grell, English.
And I suppose that's all.
4-7. So far, English is the winner. However, we still have a few more characters to get through.